Tonight, we are going to talk about a topic that I think is extremely important and one that we just need to rip open and be real and honest with each other. Burnout, overwhelm, and the mental load.
Chicas Unfiltered. Let's go. Red lips on, lights down low. We don't hide, let the realness show. Every chica got a fire inside. Tonight's the night, no compromise. Ooh, corazón, feel the rhythm take control. Sisters rising, breaking chains, unstoppable. Chicas unfiltered. Dance it out, let the world get lifted. Chicas unfiltered. No mask, no fear, we're gifted. Hands high, corazón, let's ride. Queens of the night, can't hide this vibe. Lip gloss, tequila shots, we laugh, we cry. Turning heartbreaks into battle cries. Glow so fierce, we set the tone. Unapologetic, we own the throne. Dale, dale, move your body. Sisters rising, nobody can stop me. Chicas unfiltered, raw y bonita. Power y fuego, nuestra vida. Chicas unfiltered. Turn it up, let the soul get lifted. Chicas unfiltered. Yeah. Unstoppable queen, so gifted. This is our time, our story to write. Together we ride, together we shine tonight. Yeah.
Well, hello, chicas. It is Elena Rodriguez, and we are back with another episode of Chicas Unfiltered. Our guest tonight, number one, is my co-host, Miss Yara Ortiz.
Hola, chicas. Happy to be here. Excited for the topic, and that jingle always got me moving. I love it. I can't get enough of it. But yeah, just looking forward to our conversation, and let's talk it out.
Let's talk it out. Very good, very good. And so we are doing something new with our show. Okay, you're going to see Yara and I's faces every week or every other week. Okay, but we're always going to bring on another chica who has something important to say, because we want you to have a place where you can also shine, share your voice, and be part of the conversation. So tonight we have a very special dear friend of mine. Please welcome Miss Jessica Montalvo, who is also the founder of Flairware Boutique. So welcome, Jessica.
Hello. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. And before we move on, let's just make sure. Does everyone have their Besitos on tonight?
I do. Don't ask me the number though, but I do.
That's just the thing. If you're tuning in, I don't care what time it is, even if you're in your PJs and ready to go to bed, grab your lipstick, put it on, and you'll feel amazing. All right. So guys, real quick, before we move into hot topic, we always like to start with something that gives you a little insight as to us as real people. And tonight, since the topic is burnout, mental load, overwhelm, I want to take each of us to a place where what was proof that we were kind of in one of those places. And I'm just I'll share mine, and then we'll go down the row. No joke about this. This was probably, I want to say, like 8 months ago. I mean, it was early in the year and it wasn't cold out, but I took my dog out for a walk and I literally had a panic moment and had to look down and make sure I put my pants on. And I think I did a post on it. Like, you're kind of going nuts when you have to look down and make sure you put your pants on. And it's for real. I think I was like exhausted and more worried about, him not going potty in the house. He was still kind of a puppy. And I got him out there and I happened to just look down to just like make sure, did I put my pants on? That's overwhelm.
That's funny.
What do you guys got? You're probably like, yeah, I'm not going to share anything like that.
Well, I have so many, but listen, It's one of those that I know I'm not the only one. Like, how many times you go into a room and then you forget why you went in there for? Like, your brain just clocked out, and it had happened to me quite often this last few weeks. I'm in like on the roll, like in the computer, working and doing sometimes two, three things at the same time. And I have opened a new tab, and immediately I forgot what I opened it for. Like it was for something. I was gonna open another app or whatever, and then I just like, what was I gonna do? Like right in the middle of working, like, oh my God, I forgot why I opened this tab for, but it was for something. But it just happened.
That's when you wonder if your brain is sitting there like that with so many open tabs that are just like sitting empty, you know? What about you, Jessica?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Just like Yara, there's so many times. I would say maybe a couple of years ago, I was really sick. And that was pretty much like my downfall with my burnout. I kept being, misdiagnosed by the doctor. And so I had like bronchitis and all kinds of different things. And they just couldn't get their, figure out what was wrong. But at that point, I was so spent and tired and just overworked that it all caught up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was
That's
my
tough.
downfall.
Yeah, your body will sometimes tell you that you're burnt out and overwhelmed before your mind will admit it, you know? It's happened to me plenty times. All right, so as we get into our main discussion tonight, we really like to dig deep because we do want our viewers to know that if they are feeling this way, and we are talking to the chicas, okay, if you are feeling this way, it's okay. Don't feel like you're the only one. And don't feel like you're falling behind. But the main thing is to really just open up the conversation and let people know that we're all there. We are all there, right? And especially right now, coming into these holiday months, for some reason, it just gets harder, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Everything gets magnified.
Yeah, it's just harder. Let's start with what we want to call the strong woman curse. Right? Who feels like they're the strong woman here? Yeah, right?
I think we have to.
So that's a mess. That's one of the things I want to dig into. Why do we have to? Like, why do we have to?
I mean, for me personally, I'm a single mom, so the weight of the world is on my shoulders. Just because I got to hold down, my career. I got to hold down, raising my daughter, and then I gotta remember myself. So I think all of those things, they just it piles up, and you find yourself you don't have much time for yourself.
Yeah,
and to really just take time and be present for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And with Yara, your show is actually for the single mamas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great that you guys are connecting because that's a great part of it. But you talk about the weight of the world having to be like, we've got that strong woman curse.
Mm-hmm. Because we were built for it. Like as a single moms, you just have to, sometimes I have no other choice but to be tough and be strong and be everything and anything, because you have to. There's nobody else you can rely on and lean on and anything like that. It's just you, yourself, and your kids that depend on you, right? Mm-hmm. And most of us are out here carrying. A lot of women are out there carrying it as if it was a job description. But some of us, like Jessica and I, as a single moms and single mamas, we have no other choice, right? And half the time, it's not because we want to, we have to, right? And sometimes it's also somewhere along the way, we learned it as well as growing up. We witnessed that at the same time, right? And we're now in that position, talking for Jessica and myself, because we're single moms, but sometimes it's because we saw our moms and aunties and grandmas being so strong and holding it down no matter what. And so it was instilled in us somehow, some way, right? And if we drop the ball, then it's a problem. When then we're not doing what we're supposed to do, as woman, single or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So question, because I'm remarried now, right? My sons are older, but looking back, like when we talk about relationships, when you're a single mom and you're in that position to have to do everything, it's kind of like that hamster wheel. Like how do you even jump off to remotely meet somebody, to possibly have a relationship, to someday come in and maybe be a helper? You know, I mean, it's like what has to happen first? Because it's like when you're in that zone, there's no pause.
Right. I mean, I know for me, I mean, it's just not even a thought in my mind. There's no time. I mean, for me to even consider, I really want to take time for myself. So I want to take myself out on a date, you know. The concept of giving my time to someone else is really kind of foreign right now, just because there's so many things that the person that would want to date me needs to take into consideration. One, my child comes first. Two, do they even understand how much it costs for a babysitter? So there's that income part as well that needs to be considered. And then they need to, you know, like, there's so many different factors that, you know, I would need to consider to even think about giving anyone the time of day. And it just doesn't seem feasible because of the amount of time that I need just for my work and my business. And of course, my daughter, she comes number one. So with all those things, you know, in mind, I would want, you know, another person to understand that, you know, my child will always be number one.
That takes a special kind of man, you know. I mean, it really
Yeah.
does. And when in those moments, you know, when I thought about dating, I'm like, screw that. Like for me, I even just looked at dating as like an audition that I hoped I got chosen for. And I'm like, you know, screw that. Like, I'm not on an audition. I hope I get chosen for this part. Like, you either know the moment you look at me or you don't, because who's got time? Right. So I met my husband 5,000 miles away, you know. But it
can happen. That's the thing. Like, I believe in love, you know, and I have so much hope, but you know, at the same time, my goodness. It's hard.
And I think it really does depend because your daughter's younger. So you're in that phase of her being young and needing full time. Now, Yara, your son is older. So does that change things? Do you find yourself like in a different place looking at a relationship now?
Well, yes and no. I mean, yes and no. Yes and no.
We're not overwhelmed. We're not conflicted.
No. Oh my God, it's so many. This is layered because I can really resonate with Jessica. At the same time, I want my person. I want to get married. I've never been legally married. I would love to get married. But yes, we have our children that we've been for so long, talking for me and my son, we've been for so long, just me and him, that bringing somebody else is going to be definitely a how you say that word? Getting acclimated to having a third person, right? And then if it's a third person that you're looking to really build a life with, right? How is it going to be? Their relationship. He's going to really love my son. Is he really going to understand? And another thing that I pray a lot is about me being able to, because my masculine side is so strong right now, am I going to be able to kind of really let him be the man? It's so many things, right? And then right now, it's been so many years. I'm even embarrassed to say how many years, but so many years haven't even dated. I don't even know how I will react. You know, and my son even told me he's 18. He just turned 18. Like, you know, I'm going to have a conversation with the man. Like, hello.
Like he has been the man of the house, you know?
Yeah, it's so many things, you know. We have this thing in the mornings that we do together. At nighttime, he's the one that comes to me And most of the time, I'm already laying down when he's gonna go to bed, and he comes to me like, "Love you, mommy," and he gives me a kiss. Like he's putting me to bed, right? In other words, so we have this little thing like all of that will have to be adjusted when that person comes for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I do. My sons are 20 and 24 now, and this has been the year that we kind of all transitioned out, but they're my babies. Like they're my boys, and we are very close. And anyone that comes into that sphere of things, my youngest doesn't have a girlfriend or anything, but my oldest does. And I'm married now, but we are a core. Like the three of us, we've been through it. It was just the three of us, and they are still very close to me. And I don't care how tall they get, how if I'm hugging their bellies, like they are still my babies,
yeah.
And until we all just kind of moved this past year, I would always tell them, okay, good night, I'm going to bed now. And of course they knew me. I'm a night owl. I don't go to bed early. So they would, if they came down and they saw the way that the house was laid out, my bedroom was off the kitchen. So if they saw that my light was under like the bedroom, like if they would come, and next thing you know, we're having like a bedroom party at like 3 a.m. And but those are times that I will absolutely cherish. But when you see things, because I just love talking about that relationship piece of it, because I remember when I was like, relationships are a hot mess out there, especially as you're older. When you see men that want to just ask, like, what are you doing? Like chit chat, like, and you're like, who's got freaking time for this kind of stuff? Because I'm over here like juggling a million things, and then it's almost like they get bitter or something. And how, like, for you guys being single, how do you even begin to change that? Do you think it needs to be like a guy that has been divorced and has kids too to understand? I mean, I don't even know.
For me, definitely, I want and I need a mature man. Like you already lived pretty much your life. You have grown kids, because I'm not having kids. That's another one. No, he's 18. He has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm gonna be free, if you know what I mean. Free, but not but free.
Yeah.
I'm not having kids, so I definitely want. And I always like men older than me, because like his dad, my ex, was 9 years older. I like men older than me, so I don't like to feel like I'm babysitting or have another child. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh my God. And sometimes as soon as I start having that conversation with a man, I already feel, and you kind of feel that vibe. I think I've gone dating once in a few years back, and I was like, oh my God, please take me. Please take me out. I was like, you're not even making sense of what you're saying. Like my mind is already, and my goals and my mission. I have dreams. I have so many things already, in my mind, that I will need someone, a man that is not threatened by it, that really supports me. And we just do it together. We grow together. I will support you as well. So it takes a real mature man to really, to say in the Bronx, to really thug it out with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. You're saying definitely, Jessica?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not interested in surface level anything. Because I really like those, the deep conversations where you're really getting to know someone. You get to know them, what makes them tick, and what are they passionate about? What are all the things that they're involved in? I mean, for me, I don't want potential. I've made so many mistakes in thinking that was part of what I was supposed to be interested in, or I don't even know. When you take the time to really reflect, it's like, okay, so there's that one aspect where there's the potential, but then also the masks that they wear. And, some of them are just master manipulators. So it's really taken me all of that life experience to then just, reevaluate, how am I going to then move forward if I'm going to even consider talking to someone? And there's so many things that were obvious red flags, but they weren't at the time because I wasn't aware enough.
Yeah.
So I think for me now, it's I want to know, what is your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Like what are your goals? There's so many other things where if you have that, deep conversation, you really get to know, what they're about.
Yeah.
You really have to take the time. And I just, it's like, do I really want to, give time to somebody? Not
Yeah.
yet.
When it's already stretched so thin,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've always said, so my passion is my business. I truly love my business. It means a lot to me. And I always put it aside for relationships. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone that also has their own thing that they need to, kind of support and build onto and enhance. So I'm looking for, a partner. It would be like a legit, partner that has their own goals. Like, I don't want to be on top of someone 24/7. That's not my personality at all. I'm a very independent person. So we can have, our time together, but I also want my time apart so I can maintain my own, my own life, my own identity, my own, my own everything, my passions.
And I love that, because for people that are tuning in that don't really know that part of my story, when for 5 years it was kind of like, okay, God, if you're telling me and I say there's another husband in my life, but honestly, that's the truth. I'm like, I got work to do. And so when I started writing to my dear future husband, for 5 years, because I knew, like, if you're saying this is happening and he's out there, man, I'm not feeling it right now. I have a lot of stuff to do through myself and heal and everything. But I do remember that I had my list, right? Because let's be honest, we all have our things that we want in our person.
Even physically too.
Well, here's my
so
thing.
funny. I've been thinking about this lately too.
Have you?
Yeah. When I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
when I was a kid, I would say, like, I want somebody that's tall, dark, and handsome. And for whatever reason, I have been remembering that from when I was a little girl, like what I wanted my life to look like.
Oh.
And it was a man who was tall, dark, and handsome.
Like, okay. Now you're talking to me. So now we got to dig down, get more specific. I got questions, like, but I remember for me, and this is going to be kind of funny, because I was like, I'm so into my work. I'm like, I love what I do. It's like my purpose for being here. So I remember thinking, like, I want somebody who, like, maybe I could even just meet up with every now and then, that we don't have to be in each other's space all the time, that, is just not another child that I have to take care of, like somebody that's just kind of strong, because I knew I'm strong. So he needs to be like stronger, like then they're done that kind of strong. And it's so funny because God has a way of showing you what you think that you want.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny.
Yes. And so all of the things in my head, I'm like, check. And, this person, dear friend of mine, but even my boys were like, Mom, but don't you deserve somebody that, like, actually wants to pay attention to you too? Like, and I'm just looking at it like, nah, because I'm over here doing my thing. So, but they were the ones that were like, but you deserve that, and so then here comes Charles, and we meet literally on Facebook, and he's in Hawaii. I'm in Indiana. We're like over 5,000 miles. But let me tell you, that communication that has to happen when you can't even see each other there is no time for superficial stuff. You get into deep conversation real quick, and it's amazing at how quickly, like, I'm like, okay, this, but it was actually everything that I wanted. He couldn't be in my space all the time because he was 5,000 miles away. We were able to meet up. We went to Vegas. We went, I went to Hawaii. So it's amazing at what God will bring in the timing, Okay.
So the 5-year thing, that's interesting. For whatever reason, 5-year cycles, it's a trend in my life. So it's been 5 years. So
it's coming soon.
I will welcome 2026.
That it says coming soon. That'll be our next episode. To be continued. So anyway, okay, so relationships. Now, what about the part of us that feel like, why is it so hard for us to ask for help? Because to be honest, I don't even know why it's so hard. Because sometimes I think I don't even know what it is I need help with, because that's never even been an option for me to consider. You just did it. You just handled it. But the reason that popped up is somebody messaged me today still, because I was like, well, what can I do for you? How can I be there for you? And she's like, don't forget, you don't always have to be the giver. Like, sometimes you need to be the one to ask for help. And I'm like, I don't know how. Like, so why do you think it's so hard for us?
I think it's something that we're conditioned with. We're all Latinas. So, if I take my family dynamic into consideration, my mom would never, it was kind of like, it was both. So she would always say, oh, nobody ever helps me. But then when, we would be in the kitchen, she would be like, get out of the kitchen. So I think that's my whole reasoning why I love to cook now. And I have my daughter come in the kitchen with me and we cook together because of that dynamic. It's like, I certainly don't ask for help as much as I probably should. But it's definitely a conditioning part. Because man, I would say 2 years ago, I was definitely forced to ask for help because I've lost everything, everything that I had before because of the decisions that I made. And at the time, I thought that the decisions that I made were going to be helpful, but in turn, they became detrimental to our well-being. And so I had to regroup. So I had to ask for help. I had to learn how to ask for help. And it was excruciating. But I think within that season, I learned an even bigger depth of gratitude and how to show gratitude. And then what that means for me personally to now beginning to ask for help. But it took a lot for me to not only learn how to ask for help, but how to say no.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
Yeah, I'm kind of taking from what Jessica said. We were like conditioned to that because growing up, we saw our moms and grandmas, all of that, tired, overwhelmed, but still pushing through like it was normal, right? It was just normal for them, and we saw that, and we learned it, and we carried that as we grew up and became women. Just to holding that down no matter what, and that then consequently asking for help. It's like, I think we'd rather just run ourselves into the ground before we ask for help, because that's what we saw.
We're like in that quicksand. It's like, no, I'm just going to sink. Yeah.
And it's just, but we need to, because we can't do things alone. We can do it alone. If you don't want to burn out, if you want to take care of your health, mental, physically, emotional, there are times that we really need to learn how to really ask for help.
Yeah. And knowing that you've got a tribe, a circle of friendships, like whatever, that are really close. I mean, that is critical. Like, we need that, but chances are we've been burned in that area too. So it's like, how do you even, not only in relationships with, the opposite sex or whatever your choices are when you're in another relationship, but even your friendships, when there's been betrayals or things that haven't gone well there, it just makes it really, really difficult sometimes. So, so we do things like this. People like us do things like this. And because we know that it's so important to share the real parts of it, the hard parts of it, and let you know that there is a community, there is a space, that we're not out here being perfect. We don't have all the answers, but we're willing to at least talk about it and create a space to bring people in. And that's why I do things like this, to just shoot the shit and talk about what we're doing tonight.
Even talking about it helps, because some don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I didn't a long time ago, and now you can't shut me up.
yeah.
They're like, she's live again, And it's like my best friend is like in the virtual space over there. I'm talking to like everybody. But so here's a concept that I want to bring up, because you all know that I'm all about my God, my God. He's my main man. But in talking about that part of not asking for help, how much do you think faith helps or hurts that? And the reason that I ask that is because my level of faith is so strong that no matter what happens in my life, I already trust God's got it. God's going to work it out. This is part of my plan. I know that I will journal, I will pray, I will talk to my God before anything. That sometimes that actually prevents me from talking to another human being about help that I might actually need, because I always feel like, well, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be and God's got it. But that may be true, but sometimes I think that actually blocks my openness to really talk about something I'm going through with someone, because I feel like, why even talk about it? God, it's meant to happen. God's got it. So that's where I'm coming from on that. How do you guys look at that? How do you feel about that?
Thank you for watching Prospera TV Network. We hope you're enjoying the show. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
We are queens, yeah, let them see, ruling the world, full of energy, Mosculavios, we're fierce and bold on your story, let your colors unfold. So we're the queens, standing tall and proud, in a world full of colors, let your voice be loud. Besitos beauty, we're the fire, the light, empowered, unstoppable, ready to ignite, grab your shades, it's time for the glow, confidence in color, let the whole world know.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be and God's got it. But that may be true, but sometimes I think that actually blocks my openness to really talk about something I'm going through with someone, because I feel like, why even talk about it? God, it's meant to happen. God's got it. So that's where I'm coming from on that. How do you guys look at that? How do you feel about that?
That's interesting. So my word for 2025 is faith. I have definitely learned how to just lean on faith this year. And as a result of it, we're okay. Like, whereas before I would have been so stressed. I mean, I made myself sick back, a couple of years ago, and then it completely burnt out. But my relationship with God has really become personal. Whereas it was personal before, but I think now, in this point of my life, and we don't talk about it enough, I think, about our faith and, our beliefs, our belief system in God. And I want to change that. Like I have seen such a huge transformation with how life is going, and also with just the way that my perspectives and the way that I look at certain situations now. I think everything that I've learned up until now, it has really helped me to kind of just take a moment to kind of try to understand why certain things happen the way they do. I'm always like that too. I'm very analytical and curious about everything, and I want to know why certain people do the things that they do, and so I've definitely had a lot of experiences, especially now because I'm an academic advisor for hundreds of students. So I see people every day and their everydays and through their educational journey. So that too it's just all, I feel like everything is just coming all together with how I look at life now, based on faith. It's just been fascinating to see that the transformation and in how I kind of analyze everything.
Because of faith, like
because of faith. Everything for me is faith based, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to let people walk all over me. I'm just going to take the time to really try to understand a perspective. Whereas before I would just clam up and just coil in and not talk about anything. But I like to confront things now, so I feel like I'm a little bit more of a badass.
Because I like it.
You love that word. I love that word.
Well, yeah. Now you're talking Yada's language, Miss Badass. which for Yada, I have seen your, like, even just your transition with your show, the Badass Mama Moves, and the faith that you have poured through in your episodes recently. So what's your take on this part of it?
Yeah, it's like a tug of war, right? Because he says, right, just lay down at my feet, surrender, I got it, right? I got you. But sometimes he sends people to us that we can lean on for help and encouragement and all of that. So it's a matter of, in my case, my thinking, it's a matter of really following that nudge from God. Yes, bring it to him, lay it down at his feet. I got you, trust me, surrender. But he also have his little disciples, right? That he sends to us, and people that he sends to us to help us along the way, right? While he's working behind the curtain, behind the scenes, to get us to where he's going to get us, right? And as I have grown, actually my word for this year, 2026, is trust.
That's for 2026?
Yes.
Yay. Okay. Well,
trust. My word for 2025 is build, which I think I have built some this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's trust. And then I have it in my room, and I have it here in my office. So I have it right in front of my face. And I put a little subtitle there, in God, like surrender, because I have, as my faith and my relationship and connection with God has grown, I have spending more time. I have made it myself to spend more intentional time with him before I start my day, because it's like I don't get out of my room without spending time with him, because that grounds me, right? So I've noticed that I've been real anxious, especially financially, to be transparent, right? Yes, I'm a money person, but doesn't mean I struggle, have my challenges financially, right? And I have realized that I have not let him take the handle completely. I have not really surrendered and trust him fully. Because I somehow, some way still want to have that control. So it's like, okay, I just need to trust. And I have learned little by little, I don't have to do it all. I need to take time for me. I need to really rest. I need to go to the people that he had put in my path. Like, for instance, I have my life coach, I have my BFF, and I have Elena, not because she's here alive. and then I have Nikki, and I'm saying it openly because those are the 4 women right now that I go to when I need that
Mm-hmm.
uplifting and guidance and help. And I'm stuck here. And before it was just my BFF, which I was like, oh my God, girl, like, like, are you gonna plug me, right? One day. But he had put this woman in my path because he knows how I was so quiet and confident. I mean, not confident, like confidential. I wouldn't speak, I wouldn't open up, and I was just really taking everything, leaving everything inside me, and it was damaging me from the
Yeah.
inside out.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of just knowing when and how and who to talk to, right? Yes, still going to him,
Mm-hmm.
but also use the people, and I don't mean like use, but use the
Yeah.
tools as
Mm-hmm.
in people form that
Mm-hmm.
he's putting right in front of you.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it really, really does. And I think from my perspective, that's something I need to work better on, because I do just take it in and I just pray. I just go to God. Like, I'm so used to being by myself, and I'm comfortable there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. Like, I need my quiet. I need my what's the word? Solidarity? Does that mean like when you're like just alone?
Solitude.
Solitude.
Yeah.
Well, I need that. And but I know that it's not intended to be that way. So that's like a layer that I know, as far as I've come, that I almost need to chisel through. Like, there's still a layer that I need to chisel through, but I really struggle discovering what do I ask for help on when I'm like, I'm the creator, I'm used to doing this, I build this, I innovate, and like, I don't know, but I'm getting better, like, because I'm at least aware, and I'm searching, I'm seeking for ways to dig through that. But one of my things, and you said this, Jessica, like, that you're very analytical in certain things. I'm kind of like on the other extreme, and that's not good either. Like, both extremes work against you. So we kind of need each other. I tease Yara about, like, you're my spreadsheet girl, because I need somebody to take all of this and like organize it. But for me, God's got it, go with the flow. Like, I'm not even very observant of what people are doing around me. People could be talking about me and I would still be like, hey, have a great day, because I'm not paying attention to what you're doing. Like, I'm over here living my best life, building my dream. But there are people out there that could probably be doing ugly stuff and talking this. And I don't have time to even pay attention to that kind of stuff. But that extreme of it isn't very good either, because it's like, you could literally set yourself up for a moment of like, are you kidding me? But then whose fault would that be? It would still be my own, because I'm always just like, hey, everything is great, and I would never even notice, because I don't look for those things in people. I don't look for that. So I think that's proof that both sides that have to be in control have to have things in order, have to, have the answers. Okay. That carries its own stress. But then if you're over here like me, just saying like, hey, everybody's great, and everybody's like, there's pain on the other side of that, because somebody could really, really use that against me. And I'm trying to learn how to be more like you guys.
You have to be aware, right? And you just have to be aware, because it's not to let it get to you and let it affect you, but be aware.
Yeah, and that's true.
Welcome to the Besitos Beauty Product Spotlight.
Chicas Unfiltered. Let's go.
One of our best seller items, and it's our healing lip cream, guys, and you need this because it is winter where I am, and the worst thing that can happen for your lips is for them to be exposed to cold, heated air. I mean, they just get really dry. But one of the things that I want to share with you guys is we always carry the mint, the clear. This is both hydration and moisturizing. It is not a chapstick. You're not going to put it on and feel like you just coated your lips with a layer of wax. It doesn't do that. But the other cool thing is right now, and these won't stick around forever, we have the tinted ones. So these do the same thing. This one is pink. It has like a little bit of a floral. It's called geranium, but I don't really know what geraniums smell like. And then we have, this one is rose. This one actually, these put a sheer layer of color on your lips. But so these are like perfect if you're getting up and running errands and you don't really want to put lipstick on, but you know that you need something on your lips, and they'll give just a tint of color. But the main thing is they give a lot of moisturizing hydration to your lips. And then we have orange, which that one's, it's like a dreamsicle. So those are our spotlight tonight. And of course, if you are catching the replay or you're still stalking it, we got stalkers tonight, guys.
I know no one wants to comment or anything.
I know, what is everybody afraid of? We got people watching, that eyeball is like staring at me. We even have some hearts. People have hearted our stuff, but nobody's saying hi. That's weird. So anyway, but what happens is if you comment and you like and go to Prospera TV Network on YouTube, which this is streaming on Prospera TV Network, and you subscribe if you have not subscribed, and you share this out to someone. Now, because like nobody's there right now, everybody's ghosting us, even though we got two. Like, what I normally do, see what had happened was, what I normally do is we do a drawing. We do a Besitos beauty gift card. Somebody will win $5 and you can use it online. But if you all keep stalking us, ain't nobody gonna win, right? But anyway, so we're here to have fun tonight.
Jessica, you and I can comment. Jessica, let's comment.
Yeah, right. That's what I was like. Oh, the orange one.
Let's win that thing. Let's win that thing.
But yeah, so again, that's like our Besitos plug, and this show is brought to you all for Besitos. We are here to talk about lipstick, love, and life lessons, and to just be real. So a couple of things that I want to talk on before we wrap up tonight is, number one, holidays are extra overload. How do we work through that, especially if you have children, and especially if there are financial stresses? Because I want to talk to that piece on how I really held a lot of self-worth around the holidays, around money years ago. It was horrible what surfaced for me at that time. So we'll talk about the holidays and some of those stresses, but then how do we actually try to lighten the load? So those are the two places that I want to take us before we sign off tonight. So holidays.
Money's hard. I mean, okay, so this year for small business has been excruciating. I don't know. It's been really difficult for so many of my small business friends. But in addition to that, I think just money's tight no matter what. I mean, I'm being a single parent. There's always something that comes up, always. Like my daughter had a lollipop sale at her school the other day. And so you have to come up with, a couple bucks here and there. And so I'm trying not to stress too much, just because I've already told her, look, money's tight and, it will be what it is. But the most important thing is to just communicate how important it is to be together. And, I'll get 2 weeks vacation, instead of, a ton of presents. And yeah, for that part, for me, it's not as difficult because you know, I'm just trying to instill in her how important it is just to be together, and what, you know, Christmas really means. Of course, she wants her things, her toys and Barbies and everything. But yeah, we will make do with what we have, and I'll hope for the best.
Yeah, I love that. And you'll have to find out what her next favorite Besitos thing is, because we will definitely put a little Besitos treat together for her, because
Oh,
I know she loves her lipstick.
Lipstick, yes.
How old is she?
She's 5.
Oh my gosh, she's 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's adorable. Like just the other day, she had this. She got this little kit. It had like eyeliner and stuff, and she sees that I do my little wings, you know, like for cat eyes. So she had these really big wings on her eyes. It was so adorable. Yeah, this was just a couple days ago.
Oh, that's funny. You'll need to give her that ultra fine tip eyeliner and let her play with it, and let's get a picture of it, and we'll put her on Besitos. No, but I mean, but what about you, Yara, with the holidays and things like that?
Well, for me, it's been years that for me, the holidays don't really feel like holidays. It's more on the quiet side. Like, I don't even mind sleeping through Christmas Eve and when everybody else is partying and this and that. Even New Year's. Like, I have spent New Year's sleeping. Next day, hey, Happy New Year. I hold the text. Happy New Year. Okay, Happy New Year to you too. God bless you. But it's not a thing for me anymore as it used to. I don't know if because life had really hit me. And it continues hitting me. And this year it's even different, another different one. But it's just not, it doesn't really, to be honest, just really doesn't faze me anymore. I just, I do still like to take my days off during the holidays, to be with my son or just do nothing or whatever, or just focus on prepping stuff for my business for the following year, whatever the case. And it's just like a normal thing for me. In regards to gifts, again, it's been years that I don't buy nothing for anyone. I just don't. The only person I buy gifts to is my son. And there's a budget for that. And he knows that. He already comes to me, so what's my limit? Okay, he already knows that. So, and I just give him whatever it is, and then that's it. We keep it moving. But it's really not, it's really emotional for me.
Yeah.
Actually. And I get a little wonky during the holidays, but it's just still kind of like, whatever, the holidays. Hey, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and I'm kind of there too. The journey, I mean, many people know my story of Christmas Eve, and so it's just always weird. It's just a weird time. Even though I'm happy today, it just still carries like a weird dynamic. Like your mind can go and play like moment by moment by moment, and you're just taken back to these like times. But because of that, I will never forget that Christmas Eve 2018 when I came home from the hospital. My husband had just passed away, but to be a mom and to look at my sons and to know that there was like, Christmas has always been my favorite time of year. I love just making the cute little treats and decorating, like even down to like Nutter Butters, making them look like Santa Claus. Like, I just like to do creative stuff like that. And the music and the lights, like, I just love the time to be able to decorate and stuff like that. And so, and they know that, like, so they had that every year. And that year was just so dark. Like, it was just, and it broke my heart for them because I didn't even have anything in me to even try. So that Christmas Eve, that year was horrible. But the following year, 2019, because of how bad that whole year went, and realizing that I had lost like everything, to know there was not going to be a Christmas again. There was no money. And I'll never forget, my mom and my sister came and they bought gifts for the boys. And I was grateful. Yes, I was grateful, but my heart broke. Like, I felt like such a failure. And I think that's really important to say, that they didn't look at me that way, but I did, you know? And so I really had to dig into that and be like, where's this coming from? And why do you feel like you have to buy a gift? And so I started talking about that, and I started realizing that there was a lot attached to my own self-worth. Like, I felt like if I went to a Christmas party, but I showed up empty-handed, that why would anybody even want me there? Like, it was about the gift and not me. And that, let me tell you, that was a hard place to be, because you almost have to realize, no, I am the gift. Like, I'm important enough. And when you don't believe that about yourself, that's a really hard thing. And so, you know, here we are this many years later, but enough to say this year, I told them, like, guys, like, they're living in apartments, like, they're on their own. I'm like, nobody's buying nobody nothing. Like, don't worry about any of that. But we did get matching pajamas.
I love that.
I'm like, we are all, grandma included, like, we are all going to be in freaking matching pajamas, because that's going to be fun, and it's something that we will remember. And that's it. Like, that's it. But nobody's buying nobody nothing, because nobody needs to be stressing about nothing, you know? But man, that can be an excruciating lesson when you put your worth on something instead of who you are. For sure. So the last piece that we're going to cover is, how can we lighten that mental load? Is it by delegating? Is it by, kind of, Jessica, you brought up learning to say no? Like, how can we lighten that load for ourselves?
I think first we have to be easy on ourselves, and give ourselves a break. You know, we're so hard on ourselves. And I think that's something that we need to take away, you know, every day, to try not to be so hard on ourselves. And because I've always, despite all of the crap, you know, all of those experiences that have really just kind of slapped me in the face, I've still been optimistic. You know, I still want to be as positive as I can, just because I know that every situation, it's not permanent. It's just, you know, part of the journey. And if I can always go back to that and tell myself, okay, this is not a long-term thing. This is not something that's going to stay forever. And hell, we might, I mean, we don't know when our day is coming, when we're not going to be here anymore. Yeah. So I kind of think of it like that too, is just, you know, is again, leaning on your faith. It just understanding that, you know, there's a time and a place for everything, but we can't dwell on the things that we can't change. We can only, that's a big one. You know, take care of the things that, that you know that you can take control over, and then, you know, the things that are out of our hands, we have to, you know, make peace with it to be able to just continue, you know, just keep going. 'Cause you know, our time is limited, and, or we're going to use the time that we have to be, you know, make a positive impact, or are we just going to be down in the dumps and just miserable, and then have that vibe, you know, that energy coming off of us. No, I want to be a light, you know, and an example too. And that's what I always tell my students too. I tell them all of the things that went wrong when I was a young punk. You know, I graduated from my undergrad with a 2.7, trying to get them to understand that everything's temporary. You know, you have to take your life experiences and then use them, and, you know, to be an example.
Yeah, like you said, delegating, you know, it's delegating is not a luxury, right? We must do it for our own sake. We need to learn how to set boundaries and put those boundaries to protect our peace, learn how to say no you know, because no is a full sentence.
Exclamation point.
Yeah, all caps. And that's it, because we need to really protect ourselves, take care of ourselves, because then if we don't, then who's going to do it? And then we won't be able to be there, you know, for our kids, you know, for our loved ones. We need to learn how to put ourselves first. To be able to move forward, continue moving forward and pushing and do what we need to do, you know. And we fail a lot of times to do those things.
I know I do. I don't delegate shit. I just don't. I'm like, I got it.
It's true.
So I'm learning. You all are breaking me down little by little. So we'll get there. I just want to say thank you to Jessica and to Yara for sharing your thoughts and your voice and your time with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. I had fun. I had so much fun.
Yay. All right, guys. So we're going to tune out. We're going to play our cute little video. Make sure that you can go to Spotify and download the song. You can go to stream it, or Apple iTunes, go to YouTube, whatever. But this song is just adorable.
You need to dance it out. Dance out.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Chicas Unfiltered. Let's go. Red lips on, lights down low. We don't hide, let the realness show. Every chica got a fire inside. Tonight's the night, no compromise. Ooh, corazón, feel the rhythm take control. Sisters rising, breaking chains, unstoppable. Chicas unfiltered. Dance it out, let the world get lifted. Chicas unfiltered. No mask, no fear, we're gifted. Hands high, corazón, let's ride. Queens of the night, can't hide this vibe. Lip gloss, tequila shots, we laugh, we cry. Turning heartbreaks into battle cries. Glow so fierce, we set the tone. Unapologetic, we own the throne. Dale, dale, move your body. Sisters rising, nobody can stop me. Chicas unfiltered, raw y bonita. Power y fuego, nuestra vida. Chicas unfiltered. Turn it up, let the soul get lifted. Chicas unfiltered. Yeah. Unstoppable queen, so gifted. This is our time, our story to write. Together we ride, together we shine tonight. Yeah. This is your Prospera era, where dreams align with grace, abundance flows like rivers. You've stepped into your place. Rise, reign, and remember, you were born to shine. Welcome to your moment, Prospera, it's time.
We hope you enjoyed today's show on Prospera TV Network. Make it a point to visit us on YouTube and catch all your favorite shows anytime you want. Interested in hosting a show of your own? Or advertising your business on our network? Contact Elena Rodriguez.